Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now August 2nd of 2022, and we are not only getting closer to Star Wars Andor, which by the way, is now coming out on September 21st. It got delayed from August 31st all the way until then because of multiple reasons that we actually talked about just yesterday. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, with, of course, Disney Plus Day and, of course, D23 coming up by this fall, of course, we have D23 this September. A lot of announcements are on the horizon. A lot of announcements, by the way, related to TV shows, books, and novels, and brand new canon material that's going to make its way into this brand new Star Wars universe that's being led completely now by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni for the most part, except for Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte series by Kathleen Kennedy. Now, on top of all of this, we do know that one thing is really happening behind the scenes is that Bob Chapek, the Disney CEO, is doing everything in his power to really making Star Wars go back to the vision of George Lucas, back to its roots. And basically what he wants to do is that he wants to create a legacy for himself. Because, let's face it, Chapek is trying to undo everything that Bob Iger did. And I think it's pretty safe to say that Bob Iger did not do all that great of a job when it came to Star Wars. I mean, he's the one that allowed Kathleen Kennedy to do as she wanted to do with the sequel trilogy, with Solo, with, of course, everything else that actually came out of Star Wars. So, I think that the only even-leveled thing that really worked for them was Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And even that, though, Kathleen Kennedy deleted a lot of Darth Vader footage. Moving on from all of this, however, what's even all the more intriguing is that on top of this, with many new Star Wars TV shows now going into development by Disney and Lucasfilm, creators Favreau and Filoni are set to make some pretty big announcements at Star Wars Celebration. However, it's noted that recently Bob Chapek, the Disney CEO, made one of the biggest decisions that were finalized just recently, of course, for one of the upcoming Star Wars projects currently in the works. Now, it's noted that Bob Chapek got to completely erase Kathleen Kennedy's planned High Republic Star Wars TV series from the roadmap of Star Wars and will no longer be put into development for the franchise. It's described that this planned High Republic series was going to primarily focus on the beginning of the High Republic and how the Jedi Order evolved during this time of peace. Kathleen Kennedy was pushing to use the show as a way to further her agenda and plan by stripping away George Lucas's philosophy completely with his High Republic show that was going to focus away from Star Wars. The main reason why Bob Chapek was able to pull this from the roadmap completely is based on the fact of how much trouble Kathleen is having currently with the Acolyte series when it involves production. Now, the series that got cancelled by Chapek was also going to involve Kennedy completely changing the character of Yoda, which she also plans to do in the Acolyte series as well. However, in this series, Kathleen Kennedy was going to focus on Yoda walking away from the Jedi Order, just as Luke did in The Last Jedi. This was also something that Disney executives were very skeptical about and worried about, as it would have easily caused more fan backlash. In turn, the series also got to actually a point where it would also, and was also going to change the canon about the story of the Jedi and even the Old Republic era through storytelling techniques such as flashbacks. Now that, alright, would have really upset a lot of fans, there's no doubt about it. Now, the fact that she was going to really rearrange the meaning of the Old Republic in the form of flashbacks in this planned High Republic series that thankfully, by the way, got cancelled, I think that this would have been a disaster in the making, and it would have been a really bad experience for everybody. Now, a similar thing could very well happen with the Acolyte. We do know that Darth Revan and Darth Nihilus are going to be in the show, and we have heard it's going to be in the form of flashbacks, so it really is starting to come off as her Acolyte show is almost like a vessel of her cancelled High Republic series. That's almost what it sounds like, or at least bits and pieces of that show transferred over to the Acolyte, which by contract, Kathleen Kennedy has full creative power over, and also on a business level is allowed to push this thing through on the roadmap. Now, the thing about the Acolyte and High Republic as a series, alright? They're both High Republic era, but The one that got canceled was really going to be about the very beginning of the High Republic, exactly how it started. And it was going to be about the origin of this brand new era that was just recently put into the canon by Disney. Honestly, I don't think it would have worked well for the number one reason here. Not a lot of fans really invested their time into this time of peace for the Jedi and for a lot of Force-sensitive users out there. There's really little to nothing known about the High Republic if you guys have not read the books. You know, there's no video games about it, there's no movies about it, there's not one TV show about it just yet. So if you guys even want to remotely know anything about the High Republic, you gotta go out and read the books and the comics and lore on the internet. That's about it. And that, you know, is going to be catered to the real hardcore fans that really just want to explore all angles of Star Wars, good or bad. Or this, in turn, might be good to some fans out there. So, moving on from all of this, what's even all the more intriguing and exactly how it builds is that Kennedy, alright, planned on completely changing the Old Republic with this show in the form of flashbacks that would have made it completely different than the video games. Now, additionally, Kennedy was also going to involve the actual Jedi gods, the Wills, if you will, like creatures, that are also set to appear in the Acolyte series. However, in this cancelled show, she was going to focus on the origin of the Wills and was going to completely change them into something else other than gods. Kennedy wanted to just make them into ancient creatures that was detaching from George Lucas's creation and completely stripped away his way of making the characters and what they really are. This ultimately led Chapek to finalizing the cancellation of the series finally that just happened 2 weeks ago, and is now erased from the roadmap, leaving more room open for future Star Wars TV shows and more to arrive as well. Now, Chapek wanted to make sure and make it clear to the fans that he stands with what Favreau and Filoni are creating, and of course developing for the Mandoverse, and more to arrive as well. Now, let me just stop here because Bob Chapek, I don't know if you guys knew this guy is allowing Favreau and Filoni to do as they please. He actually gave them promotions over at Lucasfilm, so from this point on forward, Favreau and Filoni are able to do pretty much anything they want. You know, with all of the Mandoverse shows, with all the other Star Wars shows coming out. The only thing that they don't have power over, like I said before in the beginning of this post, is that Kathleen Kennedy has full power over the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew, by the way, it is filming right now, and it has been since mid-June, and they're planning on wrapping by November. And that's when they begin filming the Acolyte in November, if everything goes well. So give or take, we'll probably see a trailer for the Skeleton Crew series by this fall. You know, a little shred of footage here and there like they did with Ahsoka at Star Wars Celebration earlier this year. And I think that at the end of the day, Bob Chapek is really, you know, walking on eggshells with those two shows. He knows that if they really are going to end up being that bad, it could very well create another phase of backlash by the Star Wars fans, similar to what happened with Obi-Wan Kenobi, except a lot worse. Alright, so I think that they really have to play things carefully and pay a lot of attention, and if they just follow those, they'll be fine. So overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.